Hey everyone, it's Katina Games here, and I hope everyone's day has been going fantastic. If you've been here before, hey, welcome back to another speed build, and if this is your first time, welcome to our growing crew that's been growing quite fast. And I just want to say you and everyone who's been here before are welcome with open arms to relax and enjoy the video. If you like what you see, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel for more builds in the future, and also go ahead and leave ideas of any builds you would love to see below, and we shall make it happen. And with that, today we are building a farmhouse type of home for a family of 6. We are building in the world of Henford on Bagley from the Cottage Living expansion pack. This home can be added to any of the larger plots and other worlds if you would like to add it there. In this build, I wanted to add different features and additions that I've never used in previous builds. Earlier in this build, you watched me build a pergola over the water, well, a mini lake. Mainly just to see if I can do it, and also why not add a little cute feature where you can see the Sims sit there and watch out over the little landscape. Like I can see the Sims having a lot of screenshots, those little cute romantic pictures. I was so excited just to add that. And later on in this build, you're gonna see me build a grape canopy where it kind of reminded me of my small town where I grew up in. So now you're seeing me build the entrance area where I could not decide between different brick styles, where I wasn't sure if I wanted to go with the full cottage route or do I want to go to a very farmhouse cottagey feel, where it's more lenient towards the farmhouse design, where it has a little bit more structure. Oh, and when I was building in this build, I had a lot of Animal Crossing vibes going on. You'll see what I mean over time if you have played Animal Crossing. So yeah, we are officially working on the structure of the house, how I want the rooms to be set up, just to get an idea of the flow of the house. Once I figure out what I want the interior and the second floor structure to look like, now you're seeing the exterior, where I've already done the exterior painting, where I went with a mixture of brick and metal siding, but kept it pretty clean and light in colors. So yes, I went the whole neutral route. I might build another farmhouse in the future where I'm using more darker tones, but right now I'm just doing a lot of testing with the lighter tones in this build. As of right now, you're gonna really see me kind of get an idea of where I want my Sims to go, like creating the walkways, so that way my Sims do not get stuck and they're waving their hands up in the air like, I need help. But yeah, I will be sure to play test this before I even upload it, just that way there's no issues in the long term. So the color theme that I went with for this build originally was pink, blue, yellow, and white, but I later removed the pink just because I feel like it clashed too much with the red brick. Like, I love pops of color, but it was just doing too much. So instead of a very bright, bold magenta hot pink, I went with a very soft pink. So I really love doing the exterior of the builds now that I've gotten better at it, I feel. And of course, Pinterest kind of gives me some tips here and there. In this build, I wanted to mix the themes of old and new into one style. You have an older red brick style that flows with the entry point layout of the house and the brown tone front porch. But over to the self-built pergola, the wood is much newer, whereas lighter in tones. But I might actually change the flooring from the lighter tone here to the same wood tones as the front porch for balance. Oh, and I really love how this little car I have here parked right here on the side. I love the cobblestone flooring and these plants surrounding this tiny little driveway. I know I probably should have added enough space for 2 vehicles since this build is for a family of 6, but I had this extra space here and I didn't know what to do with it until the last second. And I actually feel like it fits with the mixture of old with new. Now we are officially working on the backyard. As you can see, I brought back the good old greenhouse because a family home this size cannot go without a greenhouse. I originally was going to make this greenhouse a very all black theme, but then I was like, girl, this is a very light toned home, don't do that. So I went with a very ivory white theme instead, and now I'm going to be working on the grape canopy. So back home where I live, it's a very small country town. I actually lived in a city-ish, which really wasn't a city-ish area. But every so often, if you go down certain streets, you're gonna see these entry points of some houses having this large canopy with grapes on them. I mean, if you don't see that, sometimes you're gonna see the type where they got the vines all across the top. It's really pretty. And yes, I live in the US. I just live on the East Coast. Actually, leave a comment below on what country you're from, or what East Coast or West Coast, where you're just basically at. Not the actual location, but an actual area where you're from. I would love to see how far or how many people from all over the world actually watch this video. But yeah, this canopy of grapes actually came from an idea when I was walking down in my hometown area and I happened to see it. I was like, oh, take that down. Let me add that to my future build. And at first I really didn't know how to add it without making it look weird, but I was like, let's just give it a shot. And I'm really happy how it all turned out. And now you're seeing me add a lot of flowers, a lot of bushes, just really trying to make the area feel really full and lively. And with that, I'm going to let you all kind of watch this whole process of me adding flowers and bushes and stuff. Okay, you may see that I've added a pool. I don't know what happened to the video file when I was creating this whole area for it, but yeah, we have a pool. And I went with this lighter brown pebble stone. It's because I feel like the red brick from the front of the house would look too harsh on the back side of the house. And again, I'm bringing out a lot of floral into this area to feel out how sparse it is. I really love how these plants in the centerpiece area really turned out. I really love how it draws your attention into the area before you lead up to the pool. And you're still going to see me fill out the area, that way it still has that really lively feel to it. So I also added this tiny black fence in certain areas you may have noticed, as if it's trying to hold in certain plants because, you know, sometimes plants grow really big and has a lot of volume. But I also use it to really define certain areas of this build. That way it doesn't take away the overall look of the build. So here comes another favorite part of this build, where I'm adding a playground. In this build there will be a teenager, a child, and twins. So I wanted to give a little area for them to kind of spend time and make memories. I feel like this is the closest I could get to creating like a tiny little playground for the backyard I've ever done. There's plenty of things for a toddler to do, kids can play on the swings, and with that I am actually adding the final touches of this build. And I just want to say thank you all so much for watching this video. I truly appreciate it. The second part will also be released after I rebuild those bedrooms because I didn't want to release a build where I jump from the first floor to the second floor where it's already done. But yet that video will be uploaded as soon as I rebuild it and create a voiceover for it. And with that, thank you all so much for watching again. And I'll be putting in some screenshots of this build. And with that, I hope everyone's day is going great, and I wish to you all to have a positive, fantastic day. Bye everyone.